Hello, Star Wars fans, and thank you for joining me for yet another Star Wars Theory video. If you haven't already, make sure you take the time to hit that subscribe button and the notifications bell. I don't want you missing out on any of these awesome theories or discussions that we got going on this channel. Today, I want to look into an idea that I will state right off the bat. This is much more of a cool what if than anything else. I'm not sure how much of a real chance there is at this happening, unfortunately, but hey, it's just a good old theory. And in case you didn't read the title, I'm talking about what the impact would be if Leia had finished her training and went on to become a Jedi Master like her brother before her. I would be shocked, to say the least, if they decided to actually include this element anywhere in the new Disney Plus shows, as it would force Leia to play a much larger role than what we've already seen, and would not match up with her storyline in the sequel trilogy, as we learned in Rise of Skywalker that Leia decided to stop her training before fully taking on the duties of a Jedi because she sensed that it would result in the death of her son Ben. That sure worked out well, by the way, as Ben Solo is clearly alive and well at the end of the Skywalker saga, right? Putting that to the side for now, if my first theory of an alternate timeline were to come to fruition, link for that video down in the description below, then this has the slightest bit more of a chance of happening. I will be blunt though. Even with the clean slate created by an alternate timeline, it wouldn't surprise me if George Lucas, Jon Favreau, and Dave Filoni felt it best to just leave the character of Leia be in respect to Carrie Fisher. Rest in peace to Carrie Fisher. And I could go on and back and forth all day as if they would or wouldn't do this for real, so let's just speculate for the sake of speculating. Now, I'm well aware that in Legends, Leia did go on to become a Jedi in the new Jedi Order formed by her brother Luke. That's actually where I believe the sequel trilogy took a certain amount of influence from for Rey, as if you have happened to play the fantastic Star Wars video game, Star Wars Force Unleashed 2, you may have noticed that Leia's outfit and yellow lightsaber are strikingly familiar to that of Rey's in Rise of Skywalker. In Legends, Leia was partially trained by Luke and later by Jedi Master Saba Sabatin, I hope I'm saying that right, who was the one that would eventually declare Leia a fully trained Jedi Knight at the end of the Swarm War. This later evolves into a storyline that the sequels were also clearly influenced by, which is Leia's son, Jacen Solo, turning to the dark side and becoming Darth Caedus, who, in my opinion, is just a way better executed version of Kylo Ren. Don't get me wrong, I don't dislike Kylo Ren. I think that his character and his storyline were the most redeeming parts of the sequel trilogy overall, but I don't feel like it's as much of Kylo Ren being a cool character in his own right, as much as I feel like it's due to Kylo Ren embodying Darth Caedus. But I digress. I just want to talk about how this could translate to what we are beginning to see come to life in The Mandalorian and all of the other newly announced shows that are interconnected with it. Think about how great it would be to see Luke carrying Grogu just before heading off on a scavenger hunt for another Jedi relic, calmly telling him that he'll be back soon, and in the meantime, he'll be in good hands, as he then proceeds to hand Grogu over to Leia. At which point, she could train him perhaps to an extent, and we could follow them through their own epic little adventure where we would get a chance to see Leia actually be a Jedi, show her use the Force, slice down some baddies with her lightsaber, and begin to show signs of the character that George Lucas originally intended her to be. It was reported that in the unused treatment for the Star Wars sequel trilogy, George sets up Leia as the chosen one, which I have mixed feelings about, as I personally can't accept anyone other than Anakin being the chosen one, but it had her be the one who finally brings true balance to the Force by eventually becoming Supreme Chancellor and not a Jedi nor a Sith. Like I said, I'm a bit on the fence about that particular detail, but I would much rather see that than what we ended up getting. I think what would be so great about her being involved with Luke and Grogu and all the stuff going on in these new Disney Plus shows is that means we would be able to see her continue to evolve, to grow from a feisty rebel commander into a Jedi Knight, to eventually taking on an apprentice of her own and maybe on the new Jedi Council with Luke, like in Legends. Now, this would obviously involve recasting the character, and that's a detail that I can see going either way. They clearly went through quite the ordeal with casting a younger Han Solo in Alden Ehrenreich, and seeing how that's the only time that they've done that, I'm sure that they're hesitant to do it again. So far, any appearance of any original trilogy character in recent Star Wars material, such as Grand Moff Tarkin and Leia in Rogue One, and Luke Skywalker in the Mandalorian Season 2 finale, have had their likeliness created through CGI and digitally added on top of a stand-in actor. It is arguable, however, that they are on the verge of finally doing another recast, as rumors are flying about a Luke Skywalker show and Sebastian Stan potentially stepping up to be the new Luke. If that's truly the case, then bringing Leia into the picture in this way or some way close to it could be possible. But tell me what all of you think. Should they even bother with the idea of this or just leave the character of Leia alone? I've definitely thought about the idea of Mara Jade could just as easily fit into this slot, so to speak. But if they did bring in Leia, who do you think they would cast to play her? What do you think the idea of Leia being the chosen one? Tell me all your thoughts and opinions and theories of your own in the comments down below, and until next time, may the Force be with you.